Here's what's on the line today as they run the 104 laps, the 200 miles, over $700,000. As the Indy cars behind the PPG safety cars are ready to go racing. 9 turns around here, predominantly to the right, and top speed is 173 miles an hour that they'll touch. So there's the starting field, but already a problem. This is the defending champion here, Emerson Fittipaldi, and he has trouble. He was scheduled to start in the 4th row, but then rolled to a stop on the circuit. And they are going to work on the car even as they're rolling forward. The Penske team makes their work on their car while the green flag comes out on the main stretch. They did get Fittipaldi started. He'll roll out of the pits, and look at this run into the first turn. But you see the yellow flag flies from the starter stand, so it's no start. And what an advantage that will give to Fittipaldi, because he is on the roll on the pit lane now. You catch it. So now realignment. And here is Scott Brayton, but you can see he is stopped by the edge of the course. So 2 different cars with problems. And the kart safety team is there. They'll try to get Brayton restarted again, and the field will try to come back into alignment. Hopefully we'll get a green flag this time around.
It depends how fast they can get Brayton cleaned up.
And this time the field sees the green flag from Nick Finoro. And they roar down into the first turn.
Great jump by Michael Andretti. Took the advantage from Sullivan. Michael, from the front row, 2nd position, leads.
And as the green flag comes out, that becomes the 500th start for the Penske racing team and Danny Sullivan's 100th start in the Indy cars. But it's Michael that jumped Danny and picked up the lead here on the first lap. Worked his way through, and that should be something spectacular to watch as well. There is Fittipaldi, but he's in trouble again.
He is in trouble again. Whatever it is, that battery did not cure it. We can only presume that it must be electrical, because they tried to change it. It did run for a short time, but Emerson, a bad start to this day.
What a terrible disappointment also for this man, Scott Brayton, in the Amway car. Disappointment to us because it's one of our onboard cameras here, and what he wants to do is wait until that field gets past, get hooked up, get on the tow rope, and get back to the pits and try to get back into the fight.
It really is.
And there's Rahal Boesel, the True Sports car, as he pulls by the wayside. Boy, we're having a rash of cars falling out right here at the start.
We are, and this is the 2nd problem of the weekend for Boesel. The first one was a lot more major. He had a big crash in practice, destroyed his primary car. This, in fact, is his T car, his X car.
And can come back up to speed and pass one another. Mario continues to chase Unser Jr. Bobby Rahal, Little Al's teammate in the Craig O'Gallus team, is sitting right behind.
Of course, Mario, I'm sure, knows exactly what settings Michael has. Michael way out in the lead at the moment, but I think it's good for father and son to be in a team together like this, because they can pool information. Things that are faster on Michael's car, Mario can take, and vice versa.
Little Al gives the back end a pitch as he continues to try and hold back Mario Andretti. Bobby Rahal is right there as well. Nice little fight going as we are now on lap number 6, 104 laps scheduled here at Portland International. Will Mario get it done this time? Little Al swings wide, comes back across. Again, as you suggested, Derek, it's a very difficult place to try and get past.
That's right. Now look at Rahal also. Rahal is going to fill Mario's mirrors.
So the race continues here in Portland. It is Michael Andretti that is out in front, being chased by Danny Sullivan. And then Unser Jr., Mario Andretti, Bobby Rahal. We're back at the G.I. Joe's Budweiser 200, and Little Al is having his problems. Mario got by, and now here comes his teammate, Bobby Rahal, and forces his way past. Now, Derek Daly, I suggested that it's problems. It may also just be his tactic.
I don't think it's his tactics. I don't think you lose that much on a straightaway like we just saw Unser Jr. lose to his teammate Rahal. I think he's in trouble.
We're back at Portland with 16 laps complete. Michael Andretti is still the leader, but Bobby Rahal is in trouble. Here's Jerry Punch.
Bobby Rahal, another scheduled pit stop for the Craco team, where they are working in the right rear brake hub area. Barry Green and the crew here now trying to decipher as Bobby is trying to direct the traffic here. Very frustrated. They are working in the right side of the car. Obviously trouble early on for a tough competitor, former winner here at Portland.
So the STP car in the pits now. Jim Prescott, who chiefs that car, looking over, and Bobby Rahal extraordinarily frustrated.
We mentioned onto this backstretch.
Of course, we should remember that the way the gearbox is assembled, the gears aren't necessarily all the same in all the cars. The drivers and crews pick what they want. As look at this, Mario Andretti is coming down Sullivan. Will he get him? Yes, using the traffic. Mario Andretti makes the move and comes into second place, getting past Sullivan.
That's right, a nice move. Sullivan did squeeze down a little bit. Mario was forced to go over the curb on the right side with that right front suspension. We saw him give a little bobble there, but Sullivan knew the corner was lost and actually moved over. Didn't squeeze him too much because he needs to stay in the race. In a strong top three position. Here's Michael.
Michael Andretti, the leader of the race. Jerry Punch.
Second-generation driver Michael Andretti picking up where he left off in Detroit a week ago. Crew working on the car. Trevor Jack Pegas in the left front. Tim Coffey in the left rear. They're getting every drop of fuel. Trevor Weston is the fueler here. The van and air jack with Kenny Seawick is down. He is away. Great pit stop for Michael Andretti and the Newman Haas crew.
And for the first time in this race, Michael Andretti relinquishes the lead, but he does so to another Andretti as Mario has picked up the lead. There is Michael coming back into action, and there is Mario working his way around this circuit.
And finishes 4 times this year.
Here comes Cheever as he now challenges inside. Rick Mears going to get it done. That's Didier Tays in the tune-up Masters car just ahead of the Vince Granatelli entry. But the battle is between the yellow Pennzoil car and that red and white Target car. And Rick Mears peels off into the pits. Whatever the problem was, they decided that it was something they would have to bring him in for. And Sally Larvik is there watching as Mears rolls in.
And Rick Mears comes in. He had a problem with bad tires on his first pit stop, so they have brought him in to change the tires. He complained that there was a handling problem. They've got him up on the jacks right now. They've changed the tires, and Rick Mears apparently has felt the need that Rick should have his tires changed. There's also a concern with fuel mileage. They said that Rick is not getting the fuel mileage that he should be getting.
And those flags say that they are going to go to a full course yellow, put the PPG pace car out, and slow the field down. Right? There's Roger Penske watching his car. The pace car is out. He'll be back. Dennis Torres, one of the photographers here on the circuit, is still recovering from his problems. As the green flag comes out, the Andrettis, Michael, then Mario, out in front of this field here at Portland.
Sullivan is back in third place. Is in a little bit of traffic, but we saw him just duck in behind Scott Goodyear because Sullivan does not want to lose touch with the family fight we have running up ahead here with the two Andrettis. Are adjusting his visor.
And a car off. That's Randy Lewis in the M car. Quick little spin, no trouble. And the course marshals signal him back onto the circuit if he doesn't stall it at that point.
This is another Buick car, one of the few Buicks. We have 3 in the race here. This is a PC-17 Penske, and Lewis is allowed a push start. If he can start it, he can restart and get back in this race. But we don't know why he spun, so he will. We see him try and bump start it right here. Going to make all the track marshals very tired because he started soon.
I think the marshals are actually going to try to get him down into the pit entrance if they possibly can, get him off of the circuit. You have to give a lot of credit to the course marshals on these. I mean, look at them. They're out there exposed. The rest of the cars, even though there's a standing yellow in that section, they're still moving very quick. That's right. Just be fraught with all kinds of trouble. Almost anything can go wrong. You can overbrake going into the pits. You can kill the engine. Something can go wrong in the stop. There's a car off the course. Looks like Tony Bettenhausen.
Continuation of his bad day. AJ Foyt looks as if he's running slowly, but Tony Bettenhausen was actually disqualified on the first day for not having a reverse gear in that car. Now, nobody ever uses reverse gear. He may, in fact, want to use it right here, but it is a regulation. You must have it in the gearbox. Hence, he was disqualified. He was allowed to start, but he was a promoter's option.
Actually, gulp of some sort of cold water. That makes a world of difference because this is a sport that requires so much concentration. Jerry Punch, as the leader, comes in.
The Newman Haas crew going to work on the lead car. Michael Andretti, the young driver, trying to hold on. 4 tires on, fuel in the car. Kenny Seawick has the vent and air jack. They're trying to get every drop of fuel. Trevor Weston holds the fuel line in place to the very last moment. They have got a flashback off the jacks. The car down, it stalls. Now it refires. Now, yes, it's fired. He's down and away. On the Mario Andretti car. Carl Dean, the left front tire in place. Don Hummel, the left rear, right front from John Simmons, and Dave Hoffpower, the right rear, adding fuel to the car. John TZ, the vent and air, of course, their engineer, Colin Duff, servicing the Newman Haas. Lola, and the fuel line is intact. He pulls away.
And it is going to be a race as Mario Andretti comes out of the pits. It's Michael on the main straightaway. There, the two of them are going to come out side by side. This is going to be a battle. That's Mario that slides into the lead. He keeps the lead away from Michael.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. Michael down the inside.
Michael comes by his father, surprises him, I think, as he darts to the inside. Mario still coming up to speed just a bit.
That's right. One of the reasons Michael can do that, he's already done a full lap and he's warmed those tires. We mentioned cold tires earlier on. That's the reason Michael got the slingshot out of the chicane, and now he's back in first place again.
Okay. And with 76 laps complete, Eddie Cheever in the number 15 target car rolls to the edge of the course, and Eddie Cheever climbs out. We thought that at first it might be another fuel problem, but the fact he's out means more than that.
I think the Penske situation is interesting. They have kept Sullivan's hands tied all afternoon. Now we see him close right up on the back of Al Jr. Perhaps they're letting Danny run a little bit harder because we're closing in on the closing stages of this race.
On board with Unser Jr. as you watch him now working his way around in third place on this track. And the way his wife Shelley is running a telephone answering service now to keep people in touch with the IndyCars. Unser Jr. being worried by Danny Sullivan, who is just behind closing. And I think Sullivan is now picking the pace up and racing just as hard as he can.
I think he is. He's having to look down the inside of Junior there, telling him, I'm right here, you better watch yourself. But it looks to me, or it looks to us, as if Sullivan is pushing the pace a little bit more right now.
It's a beautiful blue sky overhead, but Al has no time to appreciate the scenery. The only scenery he can see is sitting in those rear view mirrors, and that happens to be full of Danny Sullivan.
That's right. We got a good shot there of Unser Jr. inside the car on his right elbow. He has an elbow pad on there, very much like the pads the skateboarders use. That gives you an idea how you can bang yourself around the inside of this car and do injury unless you got it. You see it on the right arm there, the little blue pad, like an elbow pad, to protect his arm from all this vibration and corrections. He also has one on his left arm there. See the way it rubs up against the side of the cockpit when he makes all those corrections? Self-preservation right there.
Anybody says this is not a physical sport, just take a look at the kind of protection they do wear. Here comes Danny Sullivan on the pit straight once again. The fight is for third place. Unser Jr. is there. There's Shelley Unser. She watches in the pits, trying to keep track of her car, her husband, and hoping that before this is over, she can make the run down the pit road and show up in victory lane. That's Sandy Andretti right there. Her husband leads this race, but she is always apprehensive. You don't get a lot of reaction out of Sandy until the checkered flag flies. And as you saw last week, she really lets go.
It's never over till it's over. It's not the saying when that checkered flag, because it's so many times there's a lot of action on the last lap.
Tried but true, and tested often here. The fight continues for third place.
Look at Sullivan, has a look down the inside again, reminds Al Jr. all the time, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm going to take advantage if I can. Al Jr. though is so good at keeping his line and is one of the hardest drivers to pass because he maintains his line, and a good line all the time.
And it is difficult to pass here, despite its width. There's not a whole lot of opportunity to pass someone under braking. It's very difficult.
Well, okay, Michael just go through. Here's Mario. He is about 4 seconds behind, content to just stay in that second place. Now remember, his pit will tell him exactly where Al Jr. is. Here's Al Jr. right here, but Mario knows exactly where Al Jr. is.
White flag comes out. One more lap to go for Michael Andretti as he works his way through the chicane. Can he hold on? Is there enough fuel on board? If he falters, can Mario close and get past? There is still a great deal of promise here at Portland. Michael Andretti, unchallenged at the moment, to just get a glimpse of his father running behind him. The battle, too, closing between Unser Jr. and Danny Sullivan.
I can guarantee you now, Michael is just talking to himself and to his car inside his helmet, hoping he doesn't have a Milwaukee repeat of 2 races ago.
Michael Andretti won 1 week ago on the streets of Detroit. Some say that he is driving finer than any other driver in the series, and has been for some time, failed only by his equipment from time to time. So will Michael Andretti make it? He's on the home stretch now. The checkered flag in Nick Bonoro's hand lies just ahead. And there it is. Michael Andretti wins here at Portland. We watch the battle for second coming to the line as well, as Michael Andretti has won, and Unser Jr. is able to hold off Danny Sullivan in a charge for third place. Mario Andretti finishes in second. So the race is run, and Michael Andretti, with back-to-back wins now, jumped into the lead on the green flag, only gave the lead away to his father, and then only for a very, very short time. So it is the Haviland Kmart Lola, the Newman Haas entry, that wins here in the Budweiser G.I. Joe's 200. Mario Andretti comes home in the second place. Unser Jr. unofficially is third, followed by Sullivan, Rick Mears, Ari Leindyke, Teo Fabi, Roberto Guerrero, Emerson Fittipaldi, and